there, and welcome to another episode of Intuitive Insights. And today our guest is Sandra Bilokonsky, and she's going to be talking about her healing modality, Hamsa love. Welcome, Sandra. Do we have you on here? We got some red going on.
Hi.
There you go.
I think we have a little bit of lag.
I think so too. Okay, but it's working. Welcome, welcome.
Nice to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Wonderful. I want to hear all about it. So we want to start from the beginning. Of course, all of my guests thus far have come from the University of Metaphysics. So tell me about your experience and what you're learning at the university.
Well, I am working on my doctorate in spiritual healing, counseling, and I have turned in my master thesis, which was a very long and wonderful experience, I have to say. I am very proud of myself because I went through a 3-year transition that was definitely very, very hard. And doing my master's during that transition was eye-opening, extremely eye-opening. But I started that journey probably about 8 years ago. When I lived in Germany for a long time, and I came back to the U.S. and I kind of came out of the closet, so to speak, spiritually.
Was it like, would you say that was like a spiritual awakening for you?
No, I always knew I was different since I was a young child, but like I kind of hid who I was because it was not accepted or within being normal in today's society, because if you were different, you were considered an outcast, etc. And so I really hid a lot of my natural abilities and my talents. And when I came back from Europe, I just sat there and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I literally had, I guess you could say, another spiritual awakening. And I had looked into, you know what, I want to study metaphysics a little bit further. So I started looking online to see what there was, because I kind of just suited my schedule and so forth. And I found the university, and I kind of put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off. And about 3.5 years ago, I was in Portland, and I was having a conversation with my nephew, Yuri. And I go, you know what? I need to do this. Now is the time to do this. And I enrolled. And I did my bachelor's within a year. I went hardcore at it. I was like, I'm going to do this. There is no more excuses. You know, I just kept on making up excuses for myself and excuses for myself and excuses for myself. And I was like, nope, I'm done. No more excuses. So I just went balls to the wall, I guess, as they say. And I worked it out, and I'm so happy that I did that. Just elated. But I think it was time. I think 8 years ago, it wasn't time for me. 3.5 years ago, it was time. It was definitely time for me.
Yeah, you know when your time is right. So where do you fall into that? What field would you consider yourself, like clairaudient or sentient? What do you feel your natural gifts are?
Kind of all of the above. Since I was young, I could always feel and see things that was like beyond the realm of normal, I guess you could sit there and say. When I'm working with people, when it comes to energy, it's like I'm getting messages, and sometimes I hear the messages, but I can't really say they're not words. They come in metaphoric messages to me. They come in vibrations to me. They come in sounds for me. They come in almost in waves. I wish I really could, explain it. Sometimes it's like a really fuzzy black and white movie that's how the picture comes to me. and sometimes I speak in a different language, but the other person understands that language. I don't. That's happened to me before. I spoke Korean. I said something about a goat, and I spoke it to a friend of mine. But she understood the message. I didn't know what it meant, but she
Wow,
understood.
that's amazing.
I can't explain it except for it's like a weird movie that comes in my brain, and it's a combination of just waves. That's the only way I can explain it to you.
To me, it kind of feels like blocks of thought, you know, that did not necessarily originate from you, and you know it's different because you get that. Some people call them God bumps or goosebumps, you know, that kind of accompany that those blocks. So I totally get that. So,
it's really hard to sometimes describe gifts because it's like it makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to the other person at all. You know, because for you, it's so within your norm. You know, and for like a long time, and when I was a little girl, I thought I was crazy. I really did think I was just crazy because I'm like, I don't understand, you know, why I'm seeing Archangel Michael and I see him all the time, and he's normal. He's a person to me, you know, and I talk about him like he's like a person
because he's there.
That's not normal, you know, for a kid, you know. So
this is the new normal. It's 100% normal.
Yeah, but I'm 47 years old, and back then that was normal, you know.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know. I've been there. That's one of the reasons why I do this, because I want people to know that you are okay. You're okay in your gifts. You have these for a reason, and you can use them to help people. And I love that so many healers such as yourself volunteer your time to explain this and let people know. So how do you use your gift in what you do? How does that translate?
And beyond that, it doesn't matter what religious background you come from. My brother's a creationist, and he has his own gifts. You know, we may have different religious views, but he has his own gifts that he has, you know, and it's amazing that you need to have and tap into your gifts and use those for good, because the way our world is right now, I know we all feel it. We all feel the hurt. We all feel the pain. And even talking about it, I get the chicken skin, as you can sit there and say, because it's like sometimes you just want to hug the world and make it a better place. But, you know, only thing you can do is just do kindness. You know, it starts with the simple thing is just being kind to one another.
Definitely. Love is a religion.
Exactly.
So what do you do? What modality are you currently using to help your clients?
I call it the Hamsa. I call it Hamsa energy. Sandra being my first name, it means helper of mankind. And the Hamsa hand, it goes along through all different religions. You can find the Hamsa hand. It's the hand of God. And it's, you know, we lay the hands in Christianity. You know, you have the hand of Mary. Excuse me. It isn't, if you look at the Hamsa hand, which I'm wearing.
Oh, wonderful. Right. For people that don't know, I'm also very attracted to that symbol. I wore it as a bracelet for a very long time until I lost it. So this is very divine for me as well.
Right. It is in every single religion, between Buddhism to Islamic religion to Christianity it is everywhere. And I've always been attracted to it as well. And being my name, being Sandra, helper of mankind, it just kind of fit me. And the type of energy work I've done energy work as long as I can remember. And before I got into Reiki, which Reiki is a wonderful thing because it helps you learn to channel the energy and let the energy flow through you and not absorb the energy when you're doing work. That was my biggest problem. When I was doing energy work before, I was absorbing it so much that it was literally causing me a lot of problems because I was absorbing people's yuck, their muck and everything. so the type of work that I do is kind of, the only way I can describe it, I think I was telling you, it's like a combination of Reiki, sound energy, and crystal work. And then I kind of do intuitive readings on top of it because I'm reading the energy of the person. So a lot of the people that go through my energy work when I'm doing that intensive work, it's like a detox for them. They'll sit there and they'll tell me that they go on to almost like a different planet. And then I always tell them, make sure you drink lots of water because you're going through, your body's going through a huge detox phase. So you need to drink lots and lots of water. And that's for any type of energy work. When you get energy work done, please drink lots and lots of water and eat clean afterwards. That's very important. But it's kind of a combination of all of those in one big swoop of an event, I guess you can sit there and say. It's just everything combined into one. So it's just, and it doesn't come from me. When I do it, it's coming. I'm not even me. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm a starseed, so I feel like the energy, the source energy, as I call it, the ancient energy, just comes through me, and that the light that's within, God within, it just comes through me, and it's just, that's how I work. And wonderful. It's so powerful, and that's the only way I can explain it.
That's wonderful. Explain to people what a starseed is for those who have no idea.
Everybody has, I've talked to other starseeds and they have their own one. They think they're, from a different planetary thing, but that is not the definition of a starseed for me. The starseed for me is the beginning of time from source, from that light, from, there is no planet that you come from. It is coming from pure energy. And that's when I see my ancients, that's what I see. I see, it's almost like fog. It's almost like energy it's almost like balls of light that I see. So that is for me what a starseed is for myself. And I've known that I was different since I was a little girl. My mom, she always used to sit there and say that she was abducted by a UFO. And I think that was my mom's way of trying to understand what she was, because she didn't understand her dreams and her visions and so forth. So, my mom, I think, is more of a step-in starseed than anything is, because a step-in starseed is a starseed that kind of comes into a person, and that starseed does the work that they need to do, and then they kind of step out of the person. And there's a lot of people that are step-in starseeds. And then there's us that are starseeds that we were born on this planet, but we've had multiple lives on this planet as well. Sometimes we have more work that we have to do on this planet. Sometimes we've been on other planets as well. So I think that's where the confusion gets with, like, being on different planets or, and so forth. But that's what a starseed means for me. It's coming from that pure source, that pure light. It's not, I guess you can say, it's in that quantum matrix of vibration, because everything comes from vibration. There is no solid form. There is no solid form. That's the only way I can explain. Yeah, there is no solid.
You identify with a particular star system?
Actually, I do, and it's Sirius star system. I didn't know that until actually last year. It was something that came to me into a dream, and it was something like random, and it's like, that's probably the reason why I'm so attracted to dogs as well, because it's one of the largest, and it's considered a dog, and that's where it came to me in a dream, is like, that's why you like dogs so much, because it's representative of the dog, and then different symbols that were part of that system. I actually had tattooed on my leg at one time, like 20-something years ago, but I actually ended up having that tattoo covered up because I got sick and tired of people asking me what it meant. So now I'm gonna get it re-tattooed on. But how that happened is somebody I met actually drew the symbols on my leg, and something told me I had to get it tattooed on my leg, so that's what I did. And then I got it covered up because I got sick and tired of people asking me what it meant. So it's kind of funny how that cycle kind of, you know, comes back around, because it's like, hey, speak your truth, speak your truth, speak your, you know.
Do you sound like you identify with Series A or Series B?
B.
Okay. I identify with Series A as a water being. Yes. Yes. When they say there's no coincidence, here we are.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So yeah, for me, it was just like a flood of information as my spiritual awakening was happening. And I asked my guide, where am I from? I know I wasn't always here. And that just beautiful angelic voice, you know, you are from Sirius, little one. And then I remembered why I came, that I was a being in the water, a lot like an earth whale, but not an earth whale. And we were very telepathic. We were always in our pods.
And I bet you have to be near water.
Yes, and I was born under the water sign. Yes, always near water. Yes. So, and they told me that too. They're like, there's no coincidence of your birth. Look at the signs. You were born under this sign for a reason, because this is part of who you are. And it's just profound. Knowing that helps me ground here. You know, like I'm not longing for that anymore now that I understand that that's part of my genetic makeup.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love the fact that you are attracted to water. Is like I'm attracted to water as well. Like I used to be a scuba diver, and when I was a scuba diver, they kept on calling me a fish because I could just like be underneath the water forever and ever and ever. And we joke around because I have blue hair, and my sister-in-law will joke around. It's like, she's a mermaid, you know. That's how her hair.
I can see that. Yes, definitely a mermaid. It is profound. We are coming into this age of our multidimensional selves. And I always tell the healers, you know, you felt weird because the brightest light goes into the darkest places, and you are okay, and you did find your light, and congratulations, because not everybody does. Some people, it just terrifies them. They rip themselves apart on the inside and they don't make it. And I think our parents were in that, what Dolores Cannon would call the first wave. You know, they came during the darkest time, and it was so incredibly hard for them that they paved the way for us to be able to be healers through all that darkness and all of that adversity that they went through. So I applaud them. There should be some sort of award system going to our parents for what they went through, because I know it was hard.
The other thing I want to let healers know that just, you know, I know a lot of healers have had like a rough life, and understand that time in your life, there is a reason why you go through that as well. I don't want to sit there and say and call it a test, but in a way it is a test, because you know, it's very much like the lotus. You have to go through the muck in order to understand and be a better healer as well. You have to, everything can't be happy and rainbows and la 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 la, you know. And if everything was happy and positive all the time, the world would be a better place, but we can't make it a better place if everything was happy and rainbows.
Yeah,
you have to understand.
You can't feel if you've never been in pain. You have no empathy for that person. There's no understanding.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't call it a test either, but at the same time, it's a preparation for you to heal and to find your own unique healing modality.
Exactly. And to not give up either. I mean, just don't give up. I know a year ago, I lost my light a year ago. I completely, utterly lost my light. I mean, I went through a very life-changing thing in my life, and I lost my light. But I had to find my light again. But there was a reason why I went through that, because I had to go through a rebirth, and I had to go through a reawakening for my own self. I had to become stronger. Sometimes that happens in your life, you know.
Yeah, you are not alone. I had things happen as well that completely my life was stripped away. Everything that I thought was important to me left. And I'm just standing there like, why is this happening? Yeah. This is just unbelievable. But the things that have replaced those things are more important because I'm having these wonderful conversations and connections with healers, and I was able to finish school, and I was able to start my own company, you know. So I've missed nothing, absolutely nothing. The things I thought were important, you know, this is important. This interaction is important. And what the footsteps that we're leaving for the other healers to let them know that they are okay, this is important.
Hold on, they're out in the back. My sister-in-law came in just a second. I had my little nephew here, and they're out in the back playing, so it's like a little interruption there for a minute.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So tell me, and then viewers out there, if I come to see you, what can I expect in a session? What type of clientele are you looking for?
I am looking for clientele that are willing to help themselves. That's the first thing that I tell somebody if I'm ever working with them. I tell them this is going to be a journey that you have to help yourself. I'm not there to help you. You are there to help yourself. I'm just a guide to help you help yourself. So that's the number one thing. You need to be willing for yourself to make the changes, willing to do the work, put in the work, to put in the effort, basically, because it's not an easy road. When you go through a healing session with me, there is a responsibility that you have to take for yourself afterwards. You know, like I said, you have to eat clean afterwards. You have to drink plenty of fluids afterwards. If you don't, you're going to get sick. I've had clients that didn't drink enough water or drank alcohol afterwards. And I'm not sitting there saying you can't drink alcohol. Go ahead. If you want to go have a good time, go right ahead. It just, after session, don't do it. You're going to get sick.
It counteracts that.
Yeah, your body is going through a detox. So that's the first thing. If you want to make changes within your life and find out who you are, what you're meant to be, because that's who I am. I consider myself kind of a bridge and a key, because when you have a session with me, I'm going to open up some stuff that you need to be aware of. And you're going to be working through some things, and some of those things are going to be facing in the mirror that sometimes you may not like, and some of those things are going to be absolutely wonderful once you go through them. But it's a little bit of a tough road, and I don't sit there and say, hey, this is going to be easy, and it's like, oh, sprinkles and rainbows. They have to be willing to put the work in.
So you do something that's called, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You do something I saw on your website, which I love, by the way. It's called a sound bath. What is that?
Yeah. I use a combination before I do a consultation and do a sound bath with a client, I meet with the client one-on-one, and I'll look at their energy, and that energy will tell me what they need. So I'll go onto my computer, and then I'll create a meditation mix, especially just for them. And in that meditation mix, I will use different vibrational frequencies that I'll put in there, along with music and so forth. And then I play that when I'm doing the healing session. And normally I start with the singing bowls, and what I will do is I will play the singing bowls, and I completely bathe them with the different singing bowls that I have, and they will literally feel that vibration as I'm using the singing bowls throughout their body, and they're getting the combination of the meditation mix and the vibrations that are supposed to be meant for their body. So it's kind of just bathing their soul and releasing all of that all of that yuckiness. So it's like taking a bath in beautiful music and beautiful sound, and it's like taking a bath.
How long does that session last?
I think I haven't been on my website for a while because I've been moving. So I think I have a 90-minute session that we can do, and then I have a 60-minute session that we can do. And I recommend the 60-minute session if you've never had it done before, and then I recommend going up to the higher sessions later on, because you want to know how your body feels afterwards. Because after the session happens, I normally sit somebody down, I hand them some water. Always that water right afterwards, and I let them sit down for a little while and kind of let them orientate themselves, because I don't want them driving straight afterwards. So, and sometimes after a session, I always feel generous, and I'll do a card reading too, because that's just who I am. It's whatever spirit speaks to me. That's how the session goes, honestly. I know I put whatever I put on my website, but honestly, when I do a session, it's whatever spirit calls to me.
Yeah, it does vary, because in mine it varies as well. When I have them in deep trance, I do a scan of their body, and I always ask, spirit, is it appropriate to do some healing today? And I check on the chakras, do third eye cleansing if need be, and even activate light body if it's appropriate for the person. So it varies per person, and spirit tells me, very directly, either not at this time or yes, that's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I say, when I'm doing a session, it's not me. It's source. It comes through me.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times when I'm doing readings, I don't even remember what I tell people when I do a reading. It just comes out, and I have my cards out here, so I can give you a sample reading. I can pull one card on you, because I don't do normal readings like.
Yeah, show me. I would love that, if you don't mind.
I'm looking at, I have a lot of cards, so what I normally do is I'm going to look at your energy real quick, and then I'm going to look at my cards, and whatever speaks to me, I'm going to grab a bag.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. Okay?
Sounds good.
So let me recenter myself here. This is the bag that was calling.
Awesome.
And actually another bag was calling that was underneath of it. So we're going to pull two cards on you.
Ooh.
And normally when that happens, the cards go together. So I'm just going to randomly pull a card out.
Okay.
And I don't even know what's in these bags half the time.
It's like a surprise.
It is. It always is. And I do that for a reason.
Just let your energy be the guide.
Okay. So we have paid water.
Of course. I am not surprised.
You have the 10 of Wands.
Okay.
Now, the way I read these is I read what the images are telling me.
Okay. And
what I'm seeing, because you have to pay attention, but I'm seeing the 10 of Wands, and I'm seeing a lot of fire behind the 10 of Wands. So you have something that's requiring, it's fuel. There's a lot of fuel that's going onto this fire that requires a lot of your attention right now. And the thing is you are protected, because you have a dolphin that is kind of like, it's almost like your guide that's like protecting you. Mm-hmm. And you're holding on to a guide as well. Mm-hmm. But what's coming off to me is it's very hair raising. So it's something that it's just like, I'm really getting sick and tired of this, because this keeps coming on my life, and it just keeps repeating and repeating, and I can't seem to get rid of this, but I'm getting information from this all the time, but I really wish this would just kind of go away. Just kind of go away. Why is fuel keep on getting added to the fire? It just keeps getting at it, keeps getting at it, keeps getting at it. And just let you know, it's always going to be there in your life, but every single time it comes around, you learn new information.
Definitely.
And you learn new information. but you're able to handle it because your guides, you're holding on to your guides, and it's kind of like your guides are sitting there saying, hey, pay attention, get a grip. You're just going through this trial by fire right now. It's just a little bit of temporary thing, but you're fine. The hair will kind of go back down. Just don't worry about it. It's just something you got to go through at this moment in time.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
How I read cards. And that was just like an example of just pulling 2 cards randomly.
That's wonderful. So at the end of somebody's session, if you feel guided, you do that. But did you do distance as well, or is it only in person?
Yes, I do. No, I do distance as well. I'm putting these cards back here. I do distance as well.
Okay. Through what mode? Skype or Zoom? What are you using?
I do Skype, Facebook. Sometimes I'm planning on going Facebook Live again once I'm a little bit more settled and I get my meditation space back up. Because I used to go live a while back, but just like I said, the last 3.5 years of my life has been kind of a little crazy. But I do Facebook video, I do Skype, and now I just learned about Zoom, so I could do Zoom now.
Yes, and record it, and then your clients can always get a copy too, so that's awesome.
Exactly. I do pretty much any way they want. Sometimes I do phone calls. I do a lot of phone calls.
Okay.
Phone calls. I get a lot of phone calls.
And what's a typical session cost if they want to do a call or Skype with you?
I have what I like for a. I'm going to tell something about myself. I have my little coffee talk, and I have like a suggested payment, and I can't even remember what I would actually have to look this up. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to go look this up because I really don't know what I charge.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. Do you have it listed on your website?
Yes, I do. Because for in-depth reading is $80. I just looked it up. For in-depth reading is $80 because an in-depth reading is like it can be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours long. Okay. So it's pretty lengthy. If I'm just doing like a 3-card reading or something like that, it's that's something like $15. I have anywhere from $15 to $80. So for a 3-card reading, that's just like a quick, I'm going to pull 3 cards, do it real quick. I can do that through Facebook. I do a lot of those through Facebook. I'll pull 3 cards and send them off, and I'll text it to you or whatever. But if I'm doing an in-depth reading, that's something that's more of I'm on the phone with you, I'm talking to you, and so forth. And those last a while because the reading's not done until Spirit's saying the reading is done.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that one. And what about when they come to see you in person? Do you have an office or do you work from home?
I work from home. I do not have an office at this time. I live in Southwest Iowa, so I kind of service Missouri, Nebraska City, Omaha, Council Bluffs area because that's like about an hour and a half away from me. But I'm like 5 miles away from the Missouri border. So, and I am mobile because I do have a Reiki table, even though it's going to disappear to my house right now. I don't know where it's at, but I am mobile. So I do have a part-time job during the week. I'm actually the city clerk in my community. But on my other days, I can go to people's homes, and I am mobile. So, and I can go as far as Des Moines. So I have no problem.
If somebody wants a mobile service, then how much would you charge for that around about?
I charge like an extra $25 for gas. I mean, that's just what it is.
Okay. And if somebody wants to reach you, how could they reach you?
They can reach me on my website. It's hamsa808love.rocks. It's not a .com. It's .rocks. I did that intentionally because love rocks. And Hamsa, HAMSA 808love.rocks. Or you can reach me on my phone number. It's 712-404-8496, or my email, which is hamsa808love@gmail.com.
That's wonderful. Well, do you have any messages out there for any young starseeds who may be feeling a little bit confused?
Just feel your truth. be your authentic self and feel your truth. And there's nothing wrong with being your authentic self. And I cannot stress that for anyone, if you're a starseed or not, just be yourself and feel your truth. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And when the world gets bleak, just remember that you're a shining light. Find that light within you. Remember that you are the light. Just sometimes take that breath. Remember to have that mindful breathing. Just take a moment. Breathe in. Imagine the light within yourself. Fill your heart. And just remember love. That's the only thing I can say.
That is wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Did you have any questions for me before we let you go?
No, but I did forget that I am also on Facebook on Hamsa 808 Love.
That's awesome. Okay.
I forgot about that. I forget about social media.
Well, we got plenty of ways to reach you. I truly do appreciate your time. It was lovely speaking with you, and enjoy your nephew.
Thank you for the invite, and it was wonderful speaking to you. And I think we need to chat more because there's a reason why we've connected. Because this
of course,
here.
Of course, so. Yes. All right, girl. You take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.